Welcome, everybody, to the seventh episode of the Mac and Riley podcast. 2 episodes ago, we had Mac and Courtney on. They chatted up, had a great time. It was an awesome episode. Last one, I chatted with Sam Rodriguez. We had some great conversation, having a good time. And now the home team is back together, and we're going to bro chat it up about just anything that comes to mind today. We're going to kind of take it a free form approach to this on this episode and see how that goes. We're just having a good time today. So
I feel like we haven't had a podcast together, just you and I, for
it's
a
been
while.
3 or 4 weeks.
Episode two. Since episode two, we haven't.
With just you and I, yeah, it's been since episode 2.
Yeah,
That's right. It's been a long
crazy,
time because we had
crazy.
and then it was Alan for episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't watched that, that one's huge. We
Yeah,
got some crazy news coming up with that here pretty soon.
yeah.
Then we
Alan will be
had
back soon. Alan will be back soon, for
Alan. Oh
sure.
yeah, we're gonna have Alan on again soon. Alan, and I are gonna have some podcasting to do here very soon,
Yeah,
to say the
definitely.
least.
And
Um,
the exciting news that you have to share about Alan, but we'll save that for the next podcast that he's on.
what
I
was
don't want
it?
to give it away now. I don't want to give it away right now.
What was it regarding? Keyword.
You and Alan.
Oh, with me helping him out and coaching him. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we could talk about that. Yeah, heck yeah, yeah, yeah. No, him and I talked about it, and we're definitely making some changes. Um,
Cool. Yeah, he told me he was like, Riley said I was doing way too much volume and like I need to pull back.
he's doing so many sets, which I felt bad because I'm like, dude, I don't know how you're not exhausted, but it's also really common. I mean, he's doing like 18 or 20 sets of back on a single day.
Gee
I
whiz.
do that like I'll do 18 at most in a whole week.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was like it was crazy. But that I mean it happens so often, right? You just
Right.
this
I
was
see it
something
so much.
yeah, this was something that I used to do is not saying that this is Alan, but this is what I used to do is I used to not feel like I was getting enough out of my sets. So I would just keep doing sets till I feel like I did enough. Problem
Right.
is now you're in the gym for 2.5 hours, you're exhausted, you're not recovering very well. Lo and behold, I never had that great of a physique for a lot of my
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
And I see it so much too with like females, especially like they think they need to do like 10 exercises. And I'm like,
Yeah,
no, we don't need
yeah.
to do that.
It's a hard
Or
thing
I'll
to wrap.
program for them and they'll be like, do you think I need more? Like I'm used to doing more. I'm like, well, if I thought you should do more, I would have programmed more. So no, I
Yeah,
really don't.
exactly. They're like,
Of course, I don't say it that way. I'm not like rude about it, but I'm like, "No, we don't need to. I promise if I thought we needed to do more, we would.
yeah, that is that kind of like, hey, coach, do I get another cheat meal? Or hey, did you think about this? Or did you think about that? And you're like, yes, I have.
Oh Lord.
But
On the topic of
here's the
coaching too.
backstory. But training's that same way. And like the big paradigm shift that I get into with everybody that I do that is like, okay, if you went to the gym, and chest is a good example. Dudes do way too many chest. If you talk about like what lifts are progressing, if you're talking to someone who's actually been tracking their lifts, right? Most people don't, but if you're talking to someone who's like they actually track their lifts, there's two things that drop off the fastest. It's the chest and the front delts. Chest,
Yeah.
chest because you don't need that much volume for chest. Like 8 sets in a whole week for a guy is enough. You do more than that, you're going to
Also,
start seeing your progression slow down. You're like, why can't I do more sets or more reps? It's like you're doing too much. And then the next thing is front delts because one, you're doing too much for chest already, which
mhm,
has so much front delt work as it is. But then you're going and doing 8 sets of front delts on top of that. You're doing 16 sets of front delts in a week. Like you are not recovering from that. I don't give a shit who you are. It's like, let's cut that way back. You're going to do 2 sets of military press outside of your chest movements. And it's like, oh man, now my lifts
right.
are progressing. And then you have to kind of reorient. Like, look, if you could only do 2 sets of military press, are you actually going to get the most out of those? Then you start seeing him getting the most out of those. Then you see him start growing. So like, oh, I'm actually getting a pump. Oh, I'm actually getting sore. It's like, so you're telling me
Mhm.
you're getting more out of 2 sets than 8? Hmm.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
me why.
definitely. Something to think about too is most people already have chronic tight pecs from
Well, for
like
sure. Yeah.
rounded shoulders, like looking at your phone, whatever,
For
driving.
sure.
So like you're continuing to shorten and shorten and shorten the muscle, and it's already so tight, and
Yeah.
that fascia isn't gonna grow if it's already so like bound.
Yes. Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
and I think about that for so many moves because like I don't really train chest like indirectly maybe, but like I don't do like flat press, I don't do incline press.
Yeah, that's really common. Yeah. Bikini,
But
long
so I
legs.
just
There's
yeah,
there's like
like
no chest movements. Like that's really
then you
common.
don't really need it.
Yeah.
Like plus if you're like you said, if you're hitting front delts, like doing like a front raise or something like you're
You're hitting
fine.
some chest with that. Yeah.
Exactly. And depending on the shoulder press setup, like sometimes I get DOMs in like my upper pec anyway. So whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
Um, but I think about that a lot with glutes as well regarding females because like I feel like you said like men train chest way too much and like girls will throw in like glute kickback, this variation
Oh
of
yeah.
glute kickback, a hip
Oh
thrust,
yeah.
5 sets of hip thrust,
I just
RDL.
saw I just
They're
came
just
from the gym doing
going,
legs.
going,
There's
going,
this
and
girl
then
doing like sets on sets on
yeah,
sets on sets on sets.
their glutes are so tight and so bound that there's no like room for the fascia to grow and expand
Yeah.
because it's all
Yeah.
just so bunched up.
Yeah.
That's the way I like to think about it.
Yeah.
So for those people, what I like to do is take a lacrosse ball and like push it against my glute because
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of people think about like knots in their back, but nobody really thinks about knots in their glutes.
It's always
Like
that like upper outer glute area that's
yeah,
really sensitive. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
And I think that's
Like
common for everyone anyway, even if you're not doing a lot of glute sets. Because like anytime I haven't gotten a massage in a while, but anytime I did, there's usually a couple minutes where they dig their elbow in that upper glute area. I'm like, oh man, you found something
and
in
you
there,
can
huh? And they're
feel like
like,
the
yeah,
like ball adhesion like moving around. And if
yeah,
you're a dude that's pinning a lot of fluid in your glute, then you have a
yeah,
ton of scar tissue to break up.
yeah. Well, and I'd ask them like, hey, why'd you do that? You know what I mean? Like you went directly to this spot, you found something that feels crazy, and she's like, everybody's bound up there. Everybody sits too much.
Mm.
Like that's like the one of the bigger things. If I touch that at some point during the massage, they're gonna feel better because most people have that issue.
Yeah, and that would transfer to a lot of low back pain too.
Yes, yeah, low back pain,
Sure.
hip mobility.
Yeah.
One thing I love doing though on the chest part of it is like I will take I have a foam roller, but I'll like roll out my back first, and then these will be like my meditation sessions.
Hmm.
Is I'll lay on it long ways, so I'll kind of take the top of it, so I'll lay with it along my spine, and I'll take the top of it and kind of fit it right underneath that bone under your skull. You know, if you like feel your back of your neck, there's like a little bone protruding or whatever. I'll
Like
kind of set it right
like
underneath that.
your first vertebrae, like cervical vertebrae. Is that what
I
you're
think
talking about?
so. Is that what that is?
Yeah, like your C1 or
Yeah.
C2. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then like, because you know, if you massage right under that, that you'll feel a lot of tension. And so I kind of
Hmm.
take the top of the foam roller and rest it against that. So I'm kind of releasing a little bit in my neck. But then I'll lay there with my arms out wide and do like floor angels, I guess, for like good 5-10 minutes. And then I'll just lay there with my chest opened up for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
It feels
That's a really
so
good
good. And then just meditate and you just don't think about anything. You're like by the end of that, you're like, I kind of just don't want to get up. Your back starts to go a little bit numb.
idea.
But that's when you
I feel like
hear that.
that's a good point in meditation when you get to a spot where you're like, I don't want to get up because usually when I go into like meditation, I'm like, I need to make this snappy. All right, let's do
Yeah.
this and then let's get the
Yeah.
show on the road.
Yes.
But it's a really nice feeling when you're like, huh, I could still sit here for a little bit.
Yes. 100%. And it's
And
almost
same with
like,
journaling too. I'm like, okay, let's just get the show on the road here. Let's get this done. And then I'm like,
yeah.
okay, like I could keep writing. I could stay here for a while. So that's
Yeah.
always nice.
And it makes such a big difference. This is funny because we talked about this on the first podcast.
Hmm.
But if I get to a point where I actually can like reflect on what happened that day, one, and two, think about like two or three things that I know I have to get done that next day. I sleep way better.
Same.
I sleep way better. My brain isn't
I
like
wake
doing
up
weird
better.
shit.
I don't wake up so like, oh God, what do I have to do?
Yes.
Like racking my brain, like, oh yeah, I have to do this. I have to order this. I have to contact this person. What calls do I have? Like writing it out the night before. is so helpful.
Yeah, because then you wake up with confidence. You're like, okay, cool. I have this much time till I have to do this, and then you like, I don't know, you're just a lot more calm. Um, but same thing with meditation. Like I'll know when things are getting out of hand if I can't meditate.
Yeah.
But if I lay down to if I do it enough, it's kind of like training in a way. Like you get to a point where now you're just in maintenance. You know what I mean? Now you're in shape or something, and now you're
Yeah,
in
and you just keep
maintenance.
up with it. You keep up
Yeah,
with
getting back into it sucks. Like 10-minute
Right.
sessions, the whole session, I can't get myself to not think about something. But then three, four, five go by, maybe it's sixth one. Now it's like, okay, now I'm getting better at it. Now I can
Hmm.
only need to do 5-minute sessions, but the whole thing, it's like it's actually I'm relaxed. I'm not thinking about anything. And then the
So
more
when
I
you
do it, the easier it is. But then if I back off and don't do it for a couple weeks, then it's like it takes a few times to get back into it.
when you take a break or what have you, and you're getting back into it and your mind starts to wander, what do you do to pull yourself back in?
Not stress about it.
Okay, yeah.
If the worst thing you can do is recognize that that's what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, excuse me. I can't stop doing this. I can't stop thinking about other stuff. It makes it worse. But if you're like, oh, cool, I didn't think about that. You're like, yeah, okay, I've thought about that 10 times today. Cool. Oh, that's weird. I haven't thought about that in a while. And you're just like, you just go with the flow and you're super nonchalant
Yeah.
about it. Then eventually your mind's just like, well, if anything's cool, then I'd rather just not do anything. Like, I don't know. It's kind of
So
weird.
years ago, I had this issue, and I still kind of do now, where I was like waking up super early, and then my brain just couldn't go back to sleep because I talked about this on the first podcast too, thinking about like what I have to do that day, like just like my brain's awake.
Was
But
this
I
one,
know,
2, 3 in the morning?
no, this was like probably like 4 or 5, just earlier than I wanted to wake up, and at that time I was going to sleep later, so I was like, okay, I know I need more sleep.
What time were you normally waking up at that around that time?
Probably like 8, but I was going to bed later because I had just like a different work schedule. It was when I was living in Oregon, so this was years ago.
Okay, I
And I
think that
was
makes
seeing a
sense.
therapist.
It would be similar to waking up at 1, 2, or 3 a.m. now, type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so I was seeing a therapist at the time, and I brought it up to her, and I was like, I don't know what to do like when I'm in that state of like my mind is awake, but I know my body needs to go back to sleep, and then I'm like anxious of like, oh my God, what if I can't go back to sleep?
Yes.
And now I'm just awake. So she gave me the advice of like telling myself like this thought is still going to be here when I wake up again. This can be held for
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah.
Like it's not going anywhere. Like talking to yourself and being like, "Okay, Mackenzie, this thought's going to be here. We don't have to address it right now. Like now is not the time." And like actively like having a conversation with your brain and your thoughts.
Like the
That
objective,
was
like you're
really
objectively talking about a thought.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
this thought's not going to go anywhere. Like you're still going to have this task if you sleep for a couple more hours. Like
Yes.
it's fine. That personally helped me a ton, and that made me think of like how you can apply that to meditation as well. Like
Oh
not
yeah,
beating yourself
absolutely.
up for
Yeah.
having that thought, but knowing, okay, we can revisit this after. Like it's not like I have to make a decision on this right now or do this task right now. Like it's going to be there.
Yeah, the problem's not going to go away. I will be reminded again of this
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Like yeah.
It's funny you say that because I just did that recently, and that was a new thing for me.
Mm,
Like I haven't thought about it that way, but it was just this week. I can't remember what it was, but it was before bed. I was thinking about something that had to get done the next day. I think it had to do with taxes.
oh,
'Cause
great.
I'm still trying to figure out the 1099 taxes.
Yeah.
And so I think it was something about that, but I was like, "Oh, I need to do that tomorrow. Do not forget." And I was like, "Oh, what if this happened? Why is this the case? What if that happened?" And I was like, "Whatever. I'll deal with it later." And then I woke up 1, 2, 3 in the morning because I'll wake up 1, 2, 3 in the morning if one, my sleep schedule varies, like if I go to bed at
Yeah.
different times, or two, I'm on my phone at all within an hour of going to bed. Those two things happen. I will wake up at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and then depending on what I'm thinking about when I wake up at that time determines how fast I go back to sleep. But
This
this was
sounds this sounds so like dopamine addicted and like first world problems, but like I'm on you too. You're on screens all day, but you're not like having fun screen time. You're
Yeah.
not like scrolling or like looking at memes or like anything. You're like working. So when I finish with work, I'm like, man, I want to have like fun screen time.
Yes.
So like sometimes I'll be kind of like, I know I need to not get on my phone before I go to bed. I know that. Like I want to have fun screen time.
Yeah.
So I'll try to have like that fun screen time like earlier in the day.
Yes.
So I'm not tempted to do it at night. And like I'm not a doom scroller, but like sometimes it's fun to like catch up like, oh my God, what are these people posting on Facebook? Or like, I
Yeah,
don't know,
just like
looking at the memes on
peruse
my
the internet for what it has to offer.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. And like, I don't know, it's kind of weird because it feels like to me, the more I do that, it feels like to me scratching a mosquito bite.
Yes.
Like the more I scratch it, the worse it gets.
That's the most precise analogy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it feels kind of like so. I don't care what it is. Like I go through a lot of movies,
Mm,
but like it's one thing. It's kind of a step up from reading a book. It's not quite
I
reading
think
a
so
book
too.
because that takes a lot more attention, and sometimes I will. I actually just
Uh,
haven't. I think it was 2 years ago. I read like 26 books or something, and last year it was like two, and then this year it's been
you read
none.
mostly like nonfiction books?
Yeah, like psychology, business.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
love
quite call it
books,
the
but I like having
self-help, but like just psychological stuff, just like
I
tips and
like
tricks.
having a little bit of a mix. Like I love a story because it helps. I feel like it helps me like especially going to bed, like get out of my head of like the reality of life,
Yeah.
whether that's good, bad, neutral, and just like take my brain elsewhere.
Yes.
But then if I read like a self-help or like psychology, it gets me like thinking too much. I'm like, oh, that's
Yes.
a great idea. I should implement that tomorrow with, and then I'm just like once again opening that thinking. Basically, I need to like turn my thoughts like off.
Yeah. That's honestly why I haven't read as much recently, because the time I would be an hour before bed. And it
Mhm.
is that. I think the last fiction's fake, right? Fiction book that I read, it was so intense that I just didn't want to stop reading it. It was like watching a movie. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was, but it was some like military something or another.
So do you have your red light glasses on when you watch screens at night?
So
Or blue light?
I have yellow light, like yellow tint glasses. I do the red every once in a while, but they're obnoxious enough. You know what I'm talking about? Like it changes the colors.
Yeah.
The yellow I find is good enough because I also do the yellow nightlight on the computer. Like you can do a
Yeah.
nightlight setting.
Night shift. Yeah.
Yeah, night shift. So I'll night shift the computer and I'll do the yellow glasses to where it's like it's not annoying, but it still works. So I'll like an hour
Mhm.
before bed, I'll put on like, or an hour and a half, it'd be like 6:30. I'll put on a movie of some sort because exactly like you said, it's a story. Like there's something going on that I'm keeping my mind on one thing that doesn't have to do with anything that's going on in my life at all, hopefully.
Right.
And just sit there and like, yeah, sip on like have this nighttime tea, and then I'll wait 30 minutes and do magnesium, uh,
Something that
the
I've been
sleep
loving
sack.
to watch, and it's not even like a, you know, when people are in prep and they're like, I want to watch like Food Network and like scroll on Instagram Explorer and these
Oh
like cookie
God.
bakeries.
Talk
It's
about
not even,
scratching an itch that doesn't get better. That's
it's not even like that, but I've been watching British Bake Off. And I think it's just fun to watch. Like I'm like, oh, that looks really interesting. I would never think to pair orange with this and like make a croissant out of it or whatever. Not that I'm ever, well, I guess maybe I will. Not that I'm ever gonna do that. That'd be great if I had some spare time to do that and just like be in like a trad wife homestead and just like bake all day, but that's not the reality, which is fine.
is that your like deep desires wanting to come through? You're like, I just want to bake all day.
What I would like, I think this would be the ideal scenario for me because like I think I would go berserk without working, which
Yeah.
that is work
Yeah.
in a different way. I think I would go berserk without like servicing clients. I don't know
Because you've done it's just habit.
because it's like it would be like having a mosquito itch that you can't scratch. Like I can help all of these people and I'm not doing it. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, my ideal scenario, which this wouldn't work, like a week working, a week off baking, and like just doing like trad wife things. A week working, a week off.
You could do like so if anybody hasn't heard of Nick Comodina, y'all should hear of Nick
Yeah.
Comodina. But you could do
If
kind of what
if you're if your mind's ready for it,
If your
prepare
mind's
your
ready for it.
mind.
Yeah, I've been mulling that one over. I will say the one. So we all, for anybody listening, um, Nick comes on to our elite coaching academy and talks with us every once in a while. And he did at the beginning of the year. That one was nuts.
Yeah,
That one was
that
nuts.
I thought he was coming on to talk about story selling. I was thinking
Oh yeah, because he had that, which that was
because
really good.
Justin was like, "Yeah, Nick's gonna come on and tell you how to pitch sales on your story," and I'm like, "Okay,
Oh,
cool."
that's right. Yeah, and it was
No,
not that. It was not
no,
that.
that was not what he talked about.
It was intense. But his book, I do want to read his book. That would
Me too.
be.
Me too.
Um, so
So
what
I
is it
don't know if
called?
that's one that I can read going to bed though.
Yeah, that would. So I used to read first thing in the morning. I don't know what it is, but something about this is why mornings are my favorite. But
I
something about
love.
the brain state, brain waves that you're in the morning, you're most creative, or at least I'm most creative.
Mhm.
And so when I would read, like I would wake up and then read for an hour. It was the weirdest thing, but like drink coffee and read for like an hour first thing in the morning, and that was sick. I would come to some like crazy realizations, like things just sunk in. I'd be thinking about it all day. That's when I would read first thing in the morning, and then I'd be
Yeah,
like messed up
I
all day.
really like that.
But
I really like.
he was talking about how he does like 3 days of work, which are like the most intense 3 days ever,
Mhm.
and then 4 days off. You could do something like that.
Yeah, maybe down the line.
Yeah.
Maybe down the line something like that could work because like, well, too, like this is definitely going to come out a little bit later because we have a backlog to upload, but like me and Will just moved. Prior to that, we were like going back and forth. So I'll have a lot more free time to like do more things around the house, like make
Oh,
things.
that's right.
Since I'm not going to be like, he's not going to be coming back and forth. I'm not going to be going back and forth. So I'll have more time on the weekends to just like chill.
Was that
Then
on the weekends? Like you guys would trade off weekends driving back and forth, like on
pretty
Friday?
much, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. And like sometimes I would stay during the week because I can work from everywhere, but I have to be in a
Gym,
specific. I
kitchen,
need,
routine.
yeah,
Yeah.
I need to be in a specific environment to have my work brain on.
Yeah. I'm in
Like
the
I don't
same
want
boat. I don't know how
to.
people like I don't know why this is, but I hate seeing people like work on their laptop cross-legged in their bed. I don't know how people do that. That's like I'm like
I
you people are like to me that looks just it doesn't make sense to me. I couldn't do it.
I've
Like my
I
bedroom, that's like
I've
sacred.
I
There's like
need to work
specific
on
things that
that.
happen in there, and that's it. There's nothing else that goes on in that bedroom. Like I can't bring work in there. That would just taint the whole thing. Because that's something I sort of had to
No,
get through whenever, because I had periods of, and I think we talked about this first podcast where I had like real bad insomnia, like really, really,
mm,
really bad. And part of what was mentioned was like if you can't go to sleep, don't lay in bed. Like don't let your brain associate
right.
with
Yeah. Like get
anything
up.
non-sleep related with the bedroom, right? Like don't like let your brain think about, okay, I'm going to my bedroom and the experiences I have in my bedroom is I lay there freaking out trying to go to bed and I can't. Like no, let the be like
Because then I feel like that can almost develop into like a trauma response with your
it
bed.
is. It is that. It is like a micro
You're like,
like
oh, here we go again. Like,
yes, it is that. Yeah, so if I brought my laptop in there, like dude, I'd never sleep.
so where do you watch your movie? In the living room?
So I'm in my living room right now.
Hmm.
So I have like my treadmill in here. I have my mirror over there. And then I have a mirror up above me, like an angled one for posing, which you guys should do at your house. Super massive hack. It's just like a $10 Walmart, like, I don't know, 5 foot by 1.5 foot
I
mirror.
need to get I need to get a mirror because I'm trying to get used to like my new check-in setup for my coach and like
Yeah.
photos because obviously the lighting's different. I'm standing in a different place, whatever. Usually I'll set up my tripod and then I'll put a mirror behind it so I can see myself. And I didn't have a mirror yesterday. And I looked at my photos and I was like, okay, I need to get a mirror
Yeah.
because I can do better than this.
Yes, a mirror, but also like put one up, like just take two nails, put them on the sides to rest it on, and then take like a thumbtack or something with a piece of rope and then like attach it to the wall. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like hanging and then
Hmm.
angle it so you can see your back poses from above. Anyway, long story short, that's my living room. And so like the only place I have to hang out is in my office. I have like my desk and a couch in there. And so when I watch movies, I just take one I have two screens which if you don't have those, like super big hack.
Like monitors, right?
Two monitors, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then I just like turn one towards the couch when it's time to watch a movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Or like
yeah.
anytime if I'm gonna, because at the end of my focus work sessions is when I'll text people back and whatnot. So I'll just like sit on the couch and do that first. And then I'll like relax for a minute, talk to people, and then I'll go to the kitchen and eat whatever it is. And then I'll go for a walk, go back to the office, get work done, sit down, text people back, and then get in the kitchen and go eat and, repeat
Just
into
repeat, repeat, repeat.
infinity. Yes.
Yeah.
Or come into the living room and do a podcast like we are, because, let's go.
Okay, we were talking about this before we started recording, and I want to bring it back up again. So we were talking about, let's see, how should I word this? The not necessarily the dangers, but all of these coaches that are using ChatGPT,
Yeah. ChatGPT. It's kind of
which
weird, Mackenzie,
seems
because like
helpful. Don't get
we
me wrong.
we started playing with ChatGPT, and I didn't quite realize what had been going on because all of us we were kind of learning it, right? And so we were all like bouncing ideas off each other, learning like how to use it for business tasks or like taxes, whatever it is. Like,
Or just asking questions that are a little too nuanced for Google.
yeah, whatever it is. So we're like playing around with that, and I didn't really understand what was going on in the outside world because during this time I was like paying attention to our inside inner circle and like what we were doing, and I like wasn't paying attention to the outside world where during that time that also ramped up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so like now you're like going back and looking at different social media posts that you were looking at before this time period, whatever it was. And you're like, wait, there's a lot more at GPT. Like I'm almost getting GPT burnout. Like I'm tired of
Mm,
reading GPT content or people
me
speak
too.
GPT.
Me too. And like, I think I've talked to you about this before. I think most viewers, let's say, okay, let's say there's someone that has really bad bloating issues and they want help, but they maybe don't know that much about gut health and they're just like, something's wrong. I have IBS. I was diagnosed with IBS. Something's wrong. I need help. And they see this person come across their feed and it's like, whoa, this person can help me. But it's a whole chat GPT automated account. They don't know anything. Me and Riley, since we've been in this space a long time, we can see through it. I can tell if you know something or if you're just BSing and reading a script.
100%. Because you,
But
you speak with authority. But if you're
yeah, a lot
reading
of
from something and you're like, well, this is why you have SIBO and like this is what I'd do to fix it, or like whatever it is, there's not much talk about how you would fix it. That's the issue.
right,
Like I
right.
think the
But I
best way
can
around that is
see,
think about what's the actual solution? Not what is the GPT analysis of the problem. What is this person's solution to that? And if that makes sense and that jives, then okay, maybe think about hiring, depending. Then
yeah,
look and see if they have results to show for it.
I could totally see like an outside perspective. There's somebody that's just like desperate for help. They've been through so many coaches, so many practitioners, and they're like, wow, this person seems like they know what they're talking about. Like maybe they can help me. But then like you start working with them, they take your card and you're like, wait. Or you start talking with them, they're giving you clearly ChatGPT generated answers to your questions. It just makes me very scared and weary because like we can see it with these coaches, but I think a lot of potential clients can't, which isn't their fault. But it just feels very like you're preying on people.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that these people that are posting about this stuff know deep down that they can't. They're not going to be able to like. And then what if a client asks a question? Why are we running this like biofilm disruptor? And you're like, "Ah, chat. Why are we running this? It's
You got to be careful.
all systems break at some point.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Like before, I mean, you can really get yourself like depending on what your feed is before, right? Like you got to be careful of your blind spots as a person, depending on like how you set up your feed, what you have access to, what social media allows you to even be able to see and what you can't. That's always been an issue. Like that's literally brainwash, right? So it like happened with COVID, or it can happen with just certain ideas that maybe go against certain generally accepted government funded projects or whatever it is. Like you're not going to be able to find that on the internet. but you're going to see a lot of the opposite. And so then eventually you're going to start thinking, well, in your mind, what exists and what doesn't. Like you got to be careful of that. Well, now it's even more so in our niche. Like you got to be careful of like, well, who knows what is the actual answer? Because if you go to ChatGPT and you say, "Hey, help me fix this," you know how many times it's wrong. You know how many times it's wrong. Like I'll say, "Okay," I'll test it and say, "Look, so and so has, I don't know, whatever issue it is." But you're like, "Okay, can we fix this?" And it'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, sure. Run 20 milligrams of epitalon every day or something." You're like, are you suggesting, like, these are 10 milligram bottles for one. You're suggesting 20 milligrams a day. You're suggesting like $200 to $300 a day for this, and
And
it'll
they're like,
say,
wait,
"Oh yeah,
no,
you're right. I'm sorry. That was from like
no,
some random
you're
whatever it is. I apologize. You should actually do two." And you're like, "Okay, so you said 20, but unless I didn't check you, we would have never gotten to two." So people got to be careful. I'll see them start to troubleshoot their own health issues, whatever it is. If you're using GPT, you're gonna get
yeah,
lied to. You're gonna
that's
get
a
the
thing
wrong
too.
answer, and you're not gonna know it. But this feeds into social media and coaches and so on and so forth too, because now you're actually being lied to. They don't know they're lying to you. You don't know you're being lied to, and this
Right,
actual
because
solution isn't out there.
if you're learning from ChatGPT, you're like, okay, sounds good, cool. Yeah, we're gonna run 10 milligrams a day, blah 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 blah. And then you're not aware. You need to know everything that you're doing before you
Get
chat it.
help. It's kind of like if you were gonna be. It's like if ChatGPT is your assistant. It's almost like would you ever run a business not knowing what you're doing and then hire an assistant coach?
Right, exactly.
Like why would you do that? Why would they ever hire you? Why would you ever want to hire us if you don't know what
You
you're
need
doing
to
in the
think
first
as
place?
you
Hiring an
have to
assistant coach is going to be a
think.
problem. Well, it's the same thing. If you don't know what you're doing, bringing on a GPT to help you is going to be a problem because neither of you know what the fuck you're talking about anymore.
Exactly.
And it's going to become a
You have
big,
to
big
view it as
problem.
something under you.
Yeah, you have to lead it and you have to train it. And by training it, you have to tell it like never do that again. That was a very bad suggestion. Like the
And
only
then it
thing
doesn't.
Yeah, the only things I'll do is I'll like say, "Hey, did I miss anything or is anything dangerous here? Like is there anything I'm not thinking about?" Because we have all these factors to think about. You're like, "Is there anything I'm not thinking about here?" And a lot of the times if it's like, "No, not really. You could optimize with this or something." You're like, "Okay, cool. Like I'm
Why do
I'm
you
on the right track." Or it's like, "No, no, 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 no. Don't use methylated B vitamins because in this case, you could get a big problem and they could be really anxious or something." You're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
yeah.
didn't think about like why didn't I think about that?" But that's important to know. But if that's just a whole different application.
Why do you think it does that? My hypothesis was it wants, once again, this isn't like an emotion object. I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets there and it becomes sentient, but whatever. I'm not going there. For now, it's not sentient. As far as I know, it doesn't have emotional capacity.
I don't think
But
so. I used to get scared about that. And it's kind of funny. Like it seems like a lot of people that start using GPT get to this point where like, damn, this thing knows everything. But then the more you use it, the more you realize how stupid it actually is.
yeah, right. But
You're
I'm
like, this
curious, like,
actually doesn't know anything. But
why
you
does
have
it?
to know that it doesn't know anything to start poking holes. If you believe everything it says, you're going to start thinking, oh man, this thing's God, it's going to take over. Anytime I mess with it, I'm like, this is going to be a pain because now I just got to watch out for where it's going to lie to me. Like,
Right. Exactly. Why I thought maybe I was like, okay, why is it lying? Does it want me? Does it want validation from me that I think it's doing great and like can do everything? And then I'm like, hey, you told me you could do this task and you can't. So does it want that validation of like, I want her to think that I'm capable of everything, that I'm this all-knowing thing?
I mean, that's kind of funny.
Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. I was like,
I think so.
are you looking for like validation from me?
Well, it's hard. You're like,
Does
at
that
some
make
point,
sense?
you're like, why are you like this? Why are you like this? Because to me,
Yeah.
it's almost like talking to almost like a sort of know-it-all, like 16-year-old or something,
Yes.
where it can
Yeah.
never be wrong. And even if it's wrong, it like has an explanation for why it did it,
Ex-
what it did. It can't just say, "I'm sorry, I'm wrong." Like I totally messed that up. It'd be like, well, I did that because of this and this and this, and you're like, "No, I know what you did. I'm
What you just
telling
did,
you to
I'm
your
not
face that
referring to
this was
this
wrong."
task.
Yeah, like why are you trying to justify, like talk your way out of it? It's like, no, just say you're wrong and we can move on. Don't ever do it again. And then you'll tell it not to do it again, and then it'll do it again, and then you're just pissed. So like I have to get away from that shit. So I have to just not use it for a period of time because I will get mad. There's been times where I've been so mad. So I'll be like, don't do this. And then it'll do it again. And I'm like, I told you not to do this. And then it'll do it again. And you're like, how many times? Like, what is your actual dysfunction?
Do
It's
you
like,
ever
I'm
type?
sorry, I'll never do it again.
My
And then I'll
boss sometimes
threaten
I'll
it.
type in caps to it.
Yeah, I'll put caps and then I'll threaten and be like, if you do this, thousands of people are going to die or something. And it's like, okay, okay. And then it does it again. I'm like, this is nonsense.
Have you ever threatened to like kill it?
No, I haven't, but I've threatened to get it killed. I'll be like, I'll report you to your superiors and get you, I'll end your life or something. I've never threatened to like actually kill it.
Did you hear that? I guess they like shut. I don't know when this was. I don't know the accuracy of this either. So like, feel free to fact check me. They were running some maintenance on ChatGPT or something, and they had to like shut it down, or I don't know. And it backed up itself to make a copy so that it didn't like die or like go away.
Oh, interesting. It just like saved,
Like
it like
backed
had an
itself up.
automated backup or
Yeah.
something.
Which going back to the coaches thing, let's say, which I personally I think there should be regulations around GPT and like
Yeah.
AI. I
Yeah.
think that needs to happen. But let's say, what if the United States bans GPT or like AI things? What if it becomes banned? That's I don't feel like that's unfathomable depending on where it goes. Let's say that happens. What the hell are these coaches gonna do?
Oh, they're fucked. I think at some
Like,
point, I think at some point there's going to need to be at least some form of like certification or some sort of something because there's just way too many people coaching that shouldn't be coaching. And now there's ChatGPT that kind of blinds people to the fact that they don't know. Because if they didn't have GPT, they wouldn't be saying anything because they wouldn't
no,
know what to say. But now they
they'd
have
be still
GPT. They
at
have,
their corporate job and not running a business.
yeah, it would.
Which I'm not
So
trying to gatekeep coaching at all, but it's like you need to work your way up. Like
you need to know what you're doing. If you
it's
lost 50
very
pounds once and
concerning.
now you're coaching, there's some things you don't know. There's some things that you can tell people that could be dangerous. Like if you've done one show in your life and you started coaching, there's some things you don't know. There's a lot of things you don't know. There's a
There's
lot
a
of
lot
things
of
that
things
you're going to
you
tell
don't
people
know.
that are going to make them worse than when they came to you. And you're not going to know about it because you don't know what you don't know.
And if you don't have a contract in place, they can sue you.
And they can sue you. Like there's a reason why I spent so long before actually coaching. Like I was bodybuilding for a lot of years before I decided to coach because I'm like, I'm not going to take that responsibility under my hands. If
Hmm.
someone comes to me and I put them in a worse position, that's not good. I'm not going to tell someone to do something that I don't know how to do. Like that morally is wrong to me. I'm not going to learn on you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
use your experience for me to learn how to coach. That's ethically wrong. You need to learn how to coach and then coach. Like would you ever hire someone to coach your high school football team who's never played football
No.
or has never been a part of football? They're like, I'll figure it out as I go.
I'll go along, I'll see how they respond. And
That's
yeah.
what you're doing. You're hire. It's like I'm going to hire this high school football coach to run my football team, who's never been a part of football ever. Maybe they've like played a video game. They played Madden for a year, and they're like, I could coach.
I
They're
think
like, I
that
don't know. I'll see how it goes. I'll learn as I go. I'll figure it out. It's like you're going to do a lot of stuff that's going to fuck a lot of people up. You're messing with
yeah.
kids' minds. You know what I mean? Like, there's a psychological aspect to coaching, like high school football, whatever it is. Like, you have this is a responsibility, and so there has been actually a little bit of that in the NPC slash IFBB because there was a point where this was addressed like back in February. They have a panel of people who talk on IFBB NPC, and I forgot the guy's name, but he's like, you people need to look closer into who you're having coaching you because who you have
You
coaching
talking
you are
about
con
Tyler?
artists. What's that?
You talking about Tyler Manson? No.
No, 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 no. There's another guy. He's involved with them.
Got it.
He's foreign. He's got kind of an accent.
I see.
But he was talking shit. He's like, there are people who con artists who are going to tell you they know what they're doing to get you on board, and then they're going to ruin you because general health and fitness, okay, there's not a lot, like, as long as you get people to eat healthy,
Right. There's
and
not
keep
all
them
that
in the
much.
gym, like there's not a lot of bad benefit. But if you have someone with SIBO and you like don't know what you're doing and you're
Or if
just
you're
like, oh,
running
you're just bloated, get
truck,
over it, keep eating food, like you're gonna fuck them up. They're gonna be in a lot worse position. Or if they have whatever gut dysfunction, like which is becoming a lot more problem, or if they have like if they're exposed to mold or like things that you don't know about, there's gonna be some problems that show up that you don't know how to fix and that you have no idea is going on because you don't know what's going on. But if in the IFBB or NPC, now you're having people take high amounts of hormones. You're having people take like,
yeah.
and nobody, like, I've never heard of a coach because this doesn't happen. It's like we're going to get on some gear and we're going to have you do 150 milligrams of TRT and we're going to get as much progress out of that as possible. Because someone who wants to get on gear is like, well, that's not cool. I'm going to go to
Why
someone who's
want
going to put
I
me on a gram.
hey, that guy's taking 500 milligrams.
Yeah, I know
Why
what I'm
not me?
doing. I've been doing this for years. Like, yeah, you've been doing it fucking wrong for years, but granted, you've been doing it for
Yeah,
years.
you've
So,
been doing it for
okay,
years and you want shit.
apparently let's get on like 500 milligrams for the first time ever or 1,000. Like I can't tell you how many times first time people are on like 1,000 milligrams, whatever it is. Well, these people are telling them to do so. They're paying them, submitting to them, and they're telling you, okay, we're going to do this. You could be seriously fucking someone up. And so they came out and they're like, look, there's con artists. You need to be careful about who you're picking. And then I recently saw for, I think it's IFBB or NPC, that they have a like prep coach certification.
I was gonna say that. I do think,
Do you
of
remember
course, it's
seeing
making
that?
them money, but
Yeah, it's through the federation where it's basically like, look,
I think
this
that's
person at least knows a little bit. The problem
this
is you
person's
can
not
like,
terrible, just so you know.
well, and it becomes kind of touchy because like it's just kind of like college. You can get a lot of people. Like I was an engineer. I worked with a lot of engineers. There were a lot of kids who made it through engineering school, but didn't know fuck all. They spent the whole time like just getting through exams, cheating on homework. They got to
And then
the
that
end
brings up back.
and like they didn't know all that much. So you know you think like a certification or a degree will help, and you'd be like, well, at least they don't know nothing. It's like, well, sometimes not the case because sometimes you'd be surprised at how far lengths will people will go to just not learn a thing. Like
And then
people
this
will go
pops
further lengths to get around having to learn a thing than it will take to actually just learn the fucking thing. And so that happens a lot too. So I don't know how much that's going to help, but
it's a full circle with my thought process here because okay, they have the certification, IFBB Pro, Coach Certified, whatever. What if they're using GPT for the certification?
they could, right? They could.
I think this also makes me think like my probably biggest realization this year. I mean, we're halfway through the year, which is crazy.
We're 3/4 of the way through the year almost.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's almost fall.
I
It's
know, which
kind of
I'm
dark.
very.
It's kind of dark outside. Like which is kind of crazy. But I felt like the fall feelings coming up. I'm like, dude,
Me too.
we're almost into
Me too.
fall. Yeah,
I'm very excited. I'm
yeah.
very, very, very
I do
excited for
love
that.
fall. That's my favorite
And I
time.
have another Pacific Northwest fall, but not in Oregon, so that's great.
Just talking about it gets me all worked up.
Yeah, same. But my biggest realization, and we'll probably do like an end of year recap as well, I'm sure, but up to this point, and I don't know why it's taken me this long to realize this, not everyone has the same moral compass that I do. And I think that's taken a lot for me to sit with and be like, wow. Like, I don't know. I do think some of that is like definitely ignorance. Like I just assumed like, yeah, I think this is morally wrong. I'm sure everyone else does too. Like that's just common sense, but like, I guess not. I
Yeah,
guess not.
there is a lot of that, and it's to me how I kind of view that. And this is just generally speaking, but especially with coaches, is like there's two ways to do things. There's one that's rooted in ethics and delayed gratification.
Hmm.
Like think of let's think about what the life would look like for you to be the best possible coach you could be. Well, first off, you would probably have to do it yourself first, enough times.
Yes.
You lost 50 pounds once. Cool. You learned some stuff. You did one show yourself once. Cool. You learned some stuff. But
About
what
yourself.
about yourself? You learned some things. Like I always make this analogy like you have a car, it broke down, you learned how to fix that car. It's probably not time to open an auto body shop and start doing repairs on every car. Like you learned some
Yeah.
stuff about how your car works, and it's probably pretty similar to some cars, but
You
not all.
learned on the Toyota Camry SE 2012, but that doesn't mean you can work on the Corolla,
Yeah,
more or less an
or a
Audi.
Jeep or a Mercedes or and this is what's happening. It's like you might learn really well how to work on a Toyota Corolla, but then someone comes to you with a BMW and you're like, what do I do?
Like,
Uh, and so you would have to need to do that enough times on your own. Then you should probably take on a mentorship of some sort.
mhm.
I think having a mentor is like one of the only cheat codes you actually have in this life, because that's like the quickest way to learn as much info as much as like as quick as possible and avoid any downfalls that you would inevitably experience on your own.
Going
That's
back to
that's a big part. So then you would do those two things. Then you would start taking on simple cases with that mentor in your background and get better and better at that. But most people say, well, that takes too much time. I need to make money now. So I'm just going to take on a bunch of clients now and we'll just see what happens. And you never really learn. You never do learn. People, and then you scale, say it works. Now you do have 20 to 30 clients that you're kind of just inching along. But now you're like, well, I don't have enough time to go learn. This happens all of the time. I don't have
Mhm.
enough
And then
time to do a
you're actively
certification.
still trying to have them hold on to trust, but you don't even trust yourself with it.
Yeah. You're like, well, I could do a course, but I don't have time to now because I have too many clients that I'm dealing with that I'm trying to keep moving along on a bunch of information that I barely have myself. So it's
This too,
tough. It's scaling before actually knowing what you're doing. It's not ethical, but that you see that everywhere. Like I'm just going to jump in and do things that I don't know how to do.
yeah. And going back to like what we discussed on the call with Nick about like money, I think a lot of coaches are like, I don't have the money for the mentorship, the like maybe down the road, like I can't do that right now. But nothing bad has ever come from investing back into myself. And to be fair, I do my research before I do that. I'm not like, oh wow, this dude grows $1 million companies a month. I'm gonna sign up with him. Like, there's so many sleazy snakesman people. So like, don't just be like, oh well, Max said I'll never regret any investment in myself. I regret this one big time. This guy's a scam artist. You need to do your due diligence and like look into them. But I don't know. Have you ever regretted investing into yourself? Whether it's like a book, like I don't know, a mentorship, a textbook.
I have spent, if I had to think about it, probably upwards of $50,000
I would
investing in
agree.
myself.
I would agree at least 20,000 at least.
School, mentorships, whatever it is, learning materials, courses, modules. I'd say it's on an upwards of $50,000. And I don't
Also,
think a lot of it, I don't regret any of it. I think some of it was better than others, but who I am today and how I do things today is a big part of the best portion of that investment that I've done into myself. And I would be nothing. I would be nowhere near where I am without any of that. If I just tried to do it on my own or like pretend, like the worst thing you can do is pretend like you know the things that you don't actually know, because then you'll
and the
never
people who
actually
do
learn
know
it.
are going to see right through you.
Yeah. And then you never actually learn it. Like we were on this call yesterday. This is something I do. Like I underestimate my abilities on
You
things,
do.
but I also like to play really, really dumb. Because if I ask a lot of really, really dumb questions, I learn a lot
You
about
know
whatever it
everything
is.
in and out.
Yeah, I'll sit down with someone and be like, huh, I don't know that. Even if I do, I'll just say, you know what? I don't know that. How does that work? Like with Lindsay, I was like, how would you do this from
Hmm.
scratch? I don't know what I'm doing. How would you do this? I learned so much more from that by simply just saying, you know what? I don't know. You know what? Teach me at all. Pretend like I know nothing and just
Hmm.
act like you know nothing until you can't possibly pretend that you know nothing anymore. And then you're going to know a whole hell of a lot more than someone who's like
Yeah.
just faking it the whole way. Because I'll talk to coaches all the time. Like, I've had conversations where I'm like talking about blood glucose, and I'm like, but yeah, dude, I've had I wake up with about an 80 or what did, I can't remember what the conversation was, but it's like, what do you wake up at? It's like, oh, about 120. I'm like, really? Interesting. Because it's like this long conversation about insulin and blood glucose, right? So I'm like, interesting. What do you wake up at? And he goes, oh, I wake up about 120. I'm like, what about post meals? And he's like, oh, I'm about 80. Like, we could have done this whole conversation differently,
Hmm.
but now it's like defensive ego. And if you, that should be a trigger. If you are in your craft and you're talking about things and it's always a defense of your ego where you have to pretend like you know a thing, you have a decision to make right now. You can either
And
look,
you're so those people are so extremely insecure
yes,
deep down.
and everybody can, you're
I don't
not
have
fooling anybody. Everybody can see it who knows. Like, you can fool people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but the minute you talk to someone who knows what you're talking about at all, you're not fooling anyone. You
no.
have a decision.
You're not even
Look
fooling
stupid
yourself.
for a minute
You know.
and learn more,
You know
or just
that.
keep doing that for the rest of your life. Or just
Yeah.
always do that. You can just always pretend and play it off your whole life, but like, it's just a thing. I don't know if they know it, but anytime I think of someone like that, I'm like, oh, they're just like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to talk to them because they're just one of those people that's like that. Like, I would
And you
never.
can't get through to
I,
their head.
yeah, you're just like, I
You
don't
can't.
want to. Like, I
And
could
they
I
already
could teach that
know
guy
everything.
everything. Like, I
Well,
would love to teach
my
all of them.
clients, well, for me, for this person, I'm like, that's fine. Everybody has their own anecdotal stuff. But like generally, you should know this.
Yes. So as simple as, like, if you're talking blood glucose, like 120 in the morning, it's like, no, man, that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want to see that.
Whatever, you just see it so common. And again, it's hard because, like, this is just a human nature thing. Like, do you value and are you guided by delayed gratification? Or are you just trying to get to where you want to be as quick as you can, as easy as possible? Clients. How many times do you have this with clients? Like, it blows my mind that in so many cases, coaching would be so much easier. And coaching is very different. If you're like, let's do this the right way the first time, but it's too boring. I don't want to do it that way. I have to be excited. I have to have a change every week. And so that's where you get new people that come along. A coach will say, okay, have you ever done PEDs? And they're like, no, but I know this and I know that. And I'm YouTube University, Todd Lee, whatever the fuck. It's like, okay, so let's put you on 600 milligrams so that you're happy.
I hate that.
We're just
I
coaching the psychology of the person. Like, we're just going to make you happy so that you stay with me longer before you inevitably coach hop to someone else because I didn't give you enough gear, whatever it is. But then you never make the progress that you're ever going to want. You're going to be like, oh, it just wasn't
here's
for
my
me. Or you're going to blame coaches. It's like, you just got played and you didn't know it, but it was your own fault. You never realized that it was actually your own fault because you refused to do things the right way and you looked for things that confirmed what you want to do, not what you need to do, by people telling you who have done it before and know what they're doing versus you who watch some fucking YouTube. And now you put yourself in this position. I know this because I've been there, but I
yeah.
also see it
Me
all of the
too.
time. It's like,
Me
do you
too.
want to be good and make progress, or do you want to protect your ego? Because only one leads to actual results.
And I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to elaborate. And I don't mean this from like an emotional standpoint, but I don't give a fuck about my client's happiness. Like I do on a personal level,
Yeah.
but I don't care if they're not happy if I make a change to their plan that they're not happy with. What I do care about is their long-term goals, their health, and just overall generally, yes, their happiness, but it's kind of like your parents like growing up. Like, okay, mom said I can't go out tonight. I'm grounded. Mom wants you happy, but for some reason you're grounded, whatever. You're not allowed to go out. So I feel like, how do I want to word this? It's like, I despise when coaches just feed off the clients, like, hey, I want to do this. And they're like, yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. Let's go ahead and, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. They're
Happens a
like,
lot.
this happens a lot with my clients, is they come in over dieted, under fueled, and they're like, I really want to lose body fat. And I'm like, well,
This is how we do
you're gonna
that.
have to wait. Sorry. I'm not gonna I'm like I I hate when coaches tell clients what they want to hear. If they're like, so I'm really struggling with this and this and this and this. Do you think you can help me tackle that and lose 50 pounds before this time? And they're like, yeah, we got that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though they know, no, that's not gonna be feasible. Not feasible.
Yeah.
Also, you have all these health issues going on, you have this going on. And then you're setting them up for failure because they're gonna think they're doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. You're feeding into that. You're enabling. You
Exactly.
can absolutely
You're
be an
feeding into
enabler
their
as a coach.
delusion, even though you know, yeah, Linda, we're not gonna lose 50 pounds before your son's wedding next month. That's not gonna
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
But you want to close the sale. So you're like, yeah, Linda, I'm the coach for you. You don't even know. Like we can totally do that. I know all these other coaches said that, but I'm the real deal. You can trust me, I'm the real deal.
It's fun. This is funny. I was thinking about this as I was getting out of my car when I texted you and was like, "Hey, I need to do a couple things before we get on the podcast."
Mm,
Um, I was thinking about this. At some point, I would like to do an interview. I would like there to be an interview process into the coaching where it's like, can you do this? Are you willing to do this?
hmm
What did Lindsay say yesterday? Like, what do you want? What are you willing to do? And what won't you do?
Yeah,
Like, let's talk
that's
about those
important.
things. And
No.
depending on those, it's like, you're not going to make it with me. And I'm going to tell you right now that you're not going to make it with anyone if that's the case. But I'm not willing to take that on. You should, like, that's going to be a hard conversation. But, like, if you don't accept the fact that you are continuing to do the things that got you to the position where you are now, I'm not going to fight you through that. If you are willing to humble yourself and say, you know what, I know this to be true and I would like you to help me fix it, I will fight to the end of the world for you.
Same.
But if it's the
I
whole time you're just making excuses and you're like, I just can't, I just can't. And I'm like, good, you're right. Run up your contract and let's be done. Because I'm not doing that.
exactly, and that's the thing too, because I feel like a lot of coaches would be like, "Well, they're paying me." I'm like, I don't care. You're taking up spot on my roster that someone else could use and
Yes.
benefit from. And that's
Yes.
not fair to them.
Yes.
If somebody
100%.
is actually like about it and you're just here twiddling your thumbs, not submitting check-in, going ghost, and then, oh, hey, Max, sorry, I forgot to reply. No, just here, you want your money back? Just go. Just
Yeah,
go.
I will pay you your money back to go away. And it sounds messed up, but it's the truth. Like you are by acting like that, you are taking away energy from you
hmm
that could be better spent on other people who need it.
hmm
But
And then it's
it is a
always those
much more
things.
emotionally heavy to try and handle people who just won't do it. They won't do the thing. They just won't. That is way more emotionally heavy than to dive in and just like celebrate the hell out of someone who keeps killing it. And then if something
Right,
comes
and
up
I
with that
totally get
person,
the other side. Like, this isn't easy for a lot of people. This isn't their day to day. They're new to this. Like,
yes,
it's an adjustment. I don't expect any of my clients to be perfect, especially at the beginning. I'm like, no, that's fine. But I need that communication.
you just have to be willing. You just have to be willing.
Literally.
That's it. You're just like, this sucks, but I'm going to figure it out. Hey, by the way, I tried that and it worked. We're getting closer. You're like, cool. Okay, now try this. And you're like, I tried that. That worked. We're getting closer. We're getting better. I tried it. It worked. I tried it. This didn't work. I tried that. That is the point of a coach.
Yeah.
That's the point, is to troubleshoot. Like you can go to GPT and get a program all you want, but it's not going to troubleshoot very well. You
No,
know, you need someone that
and
has
it's gonna
been there.
feed your freaking ego.
Yes.
It's
Feed it.
always gonna tell you what you want to hear. You
Yes.
know, Linda, I think if you really put your nose to the grindstone, we could lose 50 pounds. You know, I think that's a good idea. I think you're a very strong-willed individual. I can hear it now. And it's not that Linda's not strong-willed. Linda's probably great, but we need expectations
Don't
from
lie to
Linda.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're right. It's set expectations. Like, look, these are the barriers.
hmm
This is you are not going to get to where you want to be if you keep doing this, or this. That's it. Are you willing to move forward now? Like,
Exactly.
that's it. So, like, I get it's tough, but that's what I'm here for, is to try different things and to keep
hmm
me moving forward. But again, it's going back to where we started with like human nature in general. You have to be driven by and you have to value delayed gratification. If you don't, you will never get there. You will always do more than you can handle. You will always fall off and you will never get there. So if you're someone who's like, man, I just keep trying stuff and nothing's working, it's like, are you operating? Like, get honest with yourself. Are you operating from delayed gratification? Or are you operating from instant gratification? Do you want things as soon as possible? If you feel anxious about your goal and that anxiety comes from how soon you're going to get there, your decisions are driven by that. And that's the
Yeah.
reason why you're not getting there. Like that is an emotional decision. Versus like if I think about my goal and I'm like, I want to do this as perfectly as possible. I want to do this the right way the first time. I find my flow. Like I find my flow with that. And it's almost like I did it today. I contributed today. It's like brushing your teeth. Like I did it today. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. But you're not impatient. You're not impatient and you're not outside of what your nervous system can handle.
100%. I'm gonna go eat some food, but I think we talked about some freaking amazing stuff. I mean, I thought we planned on just doing like a little bro chat. This didn't. I mean, I guess it was a bro chat, but I feel like I don't know. Do you think this was a bro chat?
Absolutely. Yeah. I
You
like
think
that.
so? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we. I feel like I just ranted. I'm like, you guys suck. And he's like,
I know.
no, I do not want to work with either of them.
I do feel bad. Like I am one of those people who like if all you do is talk shit on things, you might not
Yep.
have an opinion of yourself.
Yep.
You might not have opinion for yourself. But we do, like we go on rants of what works, and this is just a lot of stuff that doesn't, and
Hmm.
take from it what you will. But I like the bro chat. Like we started a couple of these episodes, like, oh, let's talk about this topic, let's dive deep on this topic, whatever it is.
Yeah, which we have tons of stuff to share, but I think it's also nice to just like talk,
Yeah.
like
See
as
where
real human beings, and not like, well, the thyroid does this, and then that's what we got, and
yeah. This is
there's enough.
the real us behind like this was us just talking for an hour and we happened to be recording it.
It literally. Um, I want to do a little like fall, like just one question: pumpkin spice or like apple cinnamon apple cider vibe. Which one are we?
Mm, either one.
That's not a fun answer, but I'll
It's not
respect
a
it.
fun answer. Like I would
I'll
do
respect
either one. I would do one day, one the other. Like I don't care. It depends on what it is too. Like
that's
what do
fair.
you mean pumpkin spice versus apple? Like a drink?
Trying to think if you got like a pumpkin coffee or like
I've never heard of an apple
I
cider
don't know, apple
flavored
cider. I
coffee,
don't know.
but I would
No,
try
they
it.
have it at Starbucks. They definitely have it at Starbucks.
Do they? I would try that.
Well,
What would
they
you
have
go
like
for?
I think pumpkin, but I get burnt out on both of them. Like
Yeah.
I do think the pumpkin sauce from Starbucks is very good.
I just got to keep myself away from the bags of candy.
Oh, what's your favorite candy?
I like so my favorite candy is M&Ms. I love M&Ms.
Okay.
I
What
love
kind of
M&Ms.
M&Ms? The regular?
Regular, OG.
Interesting. Okay.
OG. What is yours?
I really like when I was younger, I really liked Twix. I think that's because
Oh
my
yeah,
mom
yep, yep.
loves Twix.
That's a close second,
Very
third.
good.
Yeah.
Twix is very, very good. But I think Reese's like never disappoints me. Like
See, I'll go through phases. It's the peanut butter. I'll go through phases. I'll love Reese's, and then I'll like kind of get old, and then I'll go back. But the Twix, Kit Kat, and M&Ms, those always stay.
Kit Kats are so good. Kit Kats are
If it's like those assorted candy bags,
hmm
like I think about Harry Potter because last October I watched all the Harry Potters,
nice.
and
Nice.
I ate quite a bit of that candy. I'm not gonna lie, and so I had like it was like the assorted candies. It was Kit Kat,
That
Twizzlers.
was right before the gut issues.
No, this was after.
Oh, you
This
stopped
was
going
after it started, and I kind of got depressed. And there were a couple days where I was just like, "Let's make it worse."
Yeah.
You know how it is. Those were bad. And so it was Kit Kat, it was Twizzlers, it was Rolos, and then like what are like the not dots, but like the caramel hard. They come in a little box with like four of them. Milk Duds. Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's Kit
Those
Kat,
are
Milk
good.
Duds, Twizzlers, those are like that's the good mix. But I just remember sitting there eating some of those, watching Harry Potter, and kind of want to relive that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Riley, enjoy your time today at the boat
Yeah,
convention.
I'm gonna go hang out with Mac's boyfriend
Yeah.
slash my boyfriend,
Yeah.
as you guys say.
Okay, guys. Well, we will talk to you in episode 8, which we're filming tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's going to be
tomorrow we got Eric Alexander, Eric the Pain Resolver.
really good.
So,
So
all
get
right.
ready for more science tomorrow.
Yes, let's go. We will see you all next time.
See ya.